you know that Wagner wrote an opera about deers, fairies and unconditional love? Well, he was young, but he never regretted it, since throughout all of his career he simply developed those same ideas he had when he composed his first opera, Die Feen. So the belief that there was a turning point in his career is ultimately an illusion. Unfortunately, Die Feen was never performed during Wagner's lifetime, yet the dream of becoming the greatest composer of all time motivated him to keep composing even when his second opera, his first one to be performed, Das Liebesverbot, was a tremendous flop. However, Wagner never forgot about his first opera. He kept the score and 40 years later he gifted it to Ludwig II. Nowadays, we can listen to it and imagine we are in the audience of its first performance, foreseeing the future masterpieces of Wagner. So, how did Die Feen set the tone for Wagner's style? First of all, throughout all of his career, Wagner wrote every single one of his libretti by himself, and this is where he started. He wanted to compose an opera about an Italian play, La Donna Serpente, written as a fable by Carlo Gozzi. He knew, however, that German librettisti weren't all that great, especially when they adapted Italian plays, so he decided to do it himself, and he never stopped. The plot itself is way too contorted to be examined in this video, but what is valuable is the theme at the center of it all, an impossible love and the redemption it concedes. Sounds familiar? Well, Die Feen tells the story of a mortal man who falls in love with a fairy princess, and how they both end up being cursed and then redeemed by their love. The forbidden love that calls for redemption returns in Tannhäuser 12 years later, with Heinrich and his infatuation with Venus. But the theme of the redemption through love, sometimes supernatural, sometimes even impossible, is also at the center of The Flying Dutchman, of Tristan und Isolde, of Lohengrin, of the entire Ring cycle, and of Parsifal. Yeah, you know, of Wagner's entire career. Wagner was obsessed about redemption. Maybe he felt like he needed it himself? By the way, if you need your own redemption through music, or if you just enjoy this kind of videos, then make sure you subscribe, as this is what I'm here for. Now, before we take a brief look at the music, we must also notice another important parallel with Lohengrin. The curse that sets the events of Die Feen in motion starts when the human asks for the fairy's name, even though he had been forbidden to do so. Just like Elsa with the mysterious knight. Again, the struggle between freedom and duty, already present in Die Feen, is also fundamental throughout all of Wagner's career. The music, on the other hand, seems to be worlds apart from the later Wagner. His style here is still trying to imitate Carl Maria von Weber. Well, in his youth, Wagner admired Weber so much. He fell in love with music after hearing his Freischütz. But something is already moving. Certain passages anticipate a form of dramatic declaration, like we know from his late compositions. Take for example the aria Wehe mir so nah die fürchterliche Stunde. By the way, in the description I left you my favorite version of Die Feen, if you want to take a listen, and I also left you a link to Wagner's autobiography, Mein Leben, because if you want to know more about Wagner, you should definitely check it out. It's also an interesting and entertaining read, because Wagner wrote it almost as an adventure. About the music, however, another important feature is that of leitmotifs. Even if here they are simply recurring themes that give consistency, but nothing more, they are used as Other composers, Weber above all, already did. But a seed was already starting to sprout, because soon he'd understand that leitmotifs were the key to unlock his full potential. He would go on to perfectionate this technique, to express emotions so powerful it's impossible to describe with words. Indeed, if you want to know how this genius went on to create the greatest finale in the history of music, you should definitely check out this video here, and always keep exploring.